Alright, yo, what's going on, motherfuckers? It's me, OG Connor, bringing us yet again another new video. And listen, guys, I think I'm back. I think I'm back to daily motherfucking uploading. I've had my break, I've had my cooldown time, and I'm ready to, get back on this shit, get with the shit, and get them numbers up, okay? Let's fucking do it, boys. But before we get into today's, upload, the story time, I want you guys to go over and follow my Instagram, check out my Patreon, and join the motherfucking Discord. All that shit is linked down below. I would appreciate the hell out of you if you did that shit. And also leave a like on the video because that helps out a shit ton as well. And subscribe if you're new. Now, let's get into the goddamn story. Alright, guys, but today's story is the scariest experience I have ever fucking had. Alright, I've had a couple scary experiences, but this was like a paranormal, just scary fucking weird experience. I actually have two stories to tell in this, so there's gonna be two motherfucking stories in one goddamn video. That's the OG Connor special right there. So the first one I'm gonna tell happened when I was like 10 years old, alright? So I was just 10, right? I was kicking it, just having a grand old motherfucking time, not really doing shit, alright? And when I was 10, I used to hang out with my grandma like every fucking day in the summer because, it's my grandma. Like, she's cool, she's old, she don't really give a shit, so I'm gonna go hang out with her and just do dumb shit. So it was a hot summer's day. I was just kicking it there. I was playing a little bit of Counter-Strike Global Offensive back in the day, and still now I'm a big Counter-Strike nerd. I love me some CSGO, my favorite game of all motherfucking time, alright? So, I'm just playing that for a while. She's upstairs getting ready to go because we were going to go someplace. I can't remember. We were going to go, fucking pick blueberries or some shit like that. We used to pick a lot of blueberries. I don't know why. It's just a thing that old people like to do, alright? So I'm just kicking it. She has a nice 2-story farmhouse. Old farmhouse, was built in like 1890 something. It's a fucking old ass house. And we're ready to go. She already went out to the car, and I was, turning off my computer, getting all motherfucking ready to go pick me some goddamn blueberries, alright? I was ready. I was in game mode to go pick these blueberries. It was the shit, alright? So as I said before, my grandma's on the car. I was getting ready to go. I went to the fridge. I was grabbing me some motherfucking water, alright? I put my water. I walked out to the car, put my water in the car, and she's like, oh shit, can you grab me some fucking popcorn? Because, it's gonna be a little bit of a ride, and I haven't had breakfast yet. And I'm like, alright, grandma. So I go in the house, and then I snatch up this kettle corn. Kettle corn, best fucking snack ever. I fuck with kettle corn hard, alright? Especially the good kettle corn. There's bad kettle corn and good kettle corn. If you guys want a kettle corn review video, I'll drop one soon, alright? So, I was just walking out, filling this, cup up with popcorn. And, I'm walking to the door, and I'm almost at the motherfucking door, alright? And then I hear someone, walk down the stairs, and I'm like, oh, shit, probably my grandpa. I didn't know my grandpa was home at the time. He usually works a lot. He fucking works all the fucking time. So I think it's my grandpa walking down the stairs, and then, I was gonna go say hi to him and, fucking hug him. I don't know what the fuck I did with my grandpa back then. But, yeah, I thought it was my grandpa. So, I wait for him to come down the stairs, and then, it just turns the stairs, what I think is my grandpa. And, it's wearing a shirt like him, one of those, bright yellow construction work shirts. And I'm like, yeah, it's definitely my grandpa. But then, I look a little bit closer at this guy, who I thought was my grandpa. And man didn't have, any fucking legs and, no arms. It was just that shirt and just a pale white fucking head. And I swear on my mama, this shit happened. And it was fucking scary as shit. And then I just saw a mouth just fucking open on this fucking pale ass white head, and just said come here, and this fucking deep dark fucking tone, this almost demonic tone. And I was like, shit. And I fucking ran out of the house screaming and crying, bro, because I was so fucking scared. That was the scariest shit ever. And I was like, grandma, there's a fucking ghost in the house, right? So my grandma goes back in there, and she looks around, and she's like, Connor, there's no one in here. I don't think ghosts are real, because she didn't believe in that shit. But I knew what I saw. I knew there was a fucking goddamn ghost. And ever since that day, I've been scared shitless of my grandma's house. I don't know if that was just my 10-year-old mind playing tricks on me or some shit, but I swear to God, that was a motherfucking demon or a ghost, alright? Scariest. That's one of the scariest things that's ever fucking happened to me. I still fucking get scared about that. I had a dream about that the other night. It freaked me the fuck out. I'm a really paranoid and scared person. So, that fucking scared me, alright? The next story, alright, happened when I was 13, living back in my old town, a country boy, living out in the country, alright? So, it was the last couple weeks of, us living out in the country before, we moved to a fucking decently colonized area. I don't even know what the fuck you're supposed to call it. We didn't really have shit to do, so we were just kind of chilling, watching, you know, old school fucking movies on the DVD player, because we didn't have fucking internet back then at this fucking house, because we had to cancel the fucking internet before we moved because the internet company was being dickheads. So I was bored out of my fucking mind, just not really doing shit. And you know, I get really fucking bored and I just do really fucking stupid things. So I remember my parents were out in the living room and they were just watching a fucking movie on like this fucking DVD fucking R machine, DVD machine, you know, fucking old school machines, right? No, VCR, that's what it's called. It's called a VCR. I think that's what it's called. The big fucking tapes, alright? And you know, me and my sister were just messing around, throwing shit at each other, throwing a ball around. And I was like, fuck. It's like 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. It's pretty fucking dark. Maybe I should, you know, lock my sister outside and see what the fuck happens. So I opened the sliding door, act like I was gonna go out. I called my sister over, and I just picked her ass up and fucking threw her outside because, what, you know, I was like 13. I was a little bit of a strong little boy, and my sister was like 8, so she really wasn't that fucking heavy, alright? So, you know, I throw my sister outside, and then she's, like, screaming and, like, let me in, Connor. Let me in, bro. And, like, I was like, nah, you can stay the fuck outside, alright? And, you know, when you were peering out my sliding glass door, we had, like, a little horse stable, and then it was just a bunch of pasture, and in the back there was fucking woods, alright? And there was no fence on this horse stable at the time because, you know, we didn't have horses, we were moving. Like, there was no reason to put up a fucking fence, you know, to keep in the imaginary horse. So all my sisters, you know, screaming and crying and, like, kind of let me in. My parents are laughing because it was kind of funny. Like, nothing bad was gonna happen to her. So I thought, alright? And, you know, I'm just looking out in the pasture just because she's, like, banging on the door and I don't really want to hear that shit. I'm looking out in the pasture and, you know, I see a deer, you know, go in the pasture, like, from the woods to the pasture. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's just a fucking deer. Like, no big deal, all right? And then, you know, I got kind of tired of my sister, you know, screaming and fucking crying. So I opened the door and I pushed her back. And, you know, we both went outside and I closed the door. I was just going to, you know, admire this fucking deer. Admire this fucking deer. You know, just nice fucking nature. A fucking good old fucking deer. Also, shout out my dog for fucking eating her food while I'm fucking recording. So, you know, I'm just looking at this deer, and I'm like, alright, see, Dixie, look at this fucking deer. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's a fucking deer. Like, an 8-year-old would be excited about a fucking deer. And, you know, we just start walking back inside. My sister goes in first, and I just look behind me. And this motherfucking deer, or what I fucking thought was a motherfucking deer, stood up on 2 legs and just fucking looked at me. Like, this 2 hind legs and just fucking looked at me. And I was like, shit. And I just fucking started screaming and fucking crying. Like, I didn't scream. I just started fucking crying and ran in and fucking locked the door, put the fucking blinds down on the sliding door. And I was like, Mom, there's a fucking skinwalker outside, alright? Because I was really in that shit. And that's what I thought it was a fucking skinwalker. I have no clue if it was a fucking skinwalker. Yeah, I do believe skinwalkers do exist. But I live in New York, not no Indian fucking burial ground, Indian tribal territory. Maybe it's just a deranged fucking sick deer. But, you know, it could have been a motherfucking skinwalker. I never fucking know. You'll never fucking know. Still creepy as shit. My old house, the woods around it were creepy as motherfucking shit, alright? They were so fucking scary, it's not even funny. But, yeah, that's been the 2 scariest experiences of my motherfucking life. Alright, guys, I did 2, you know, for, you know, the welcoming back of daily uploads. Just a long video for you guys to, you know, get you back in that OG Connor spirit, alright? But yeah, it's been me, OG Connor. I love every single one of you motherfuckers. I'll be back in tomorrow with another video, I promise. And, yeah, follow me on Instagram, and, peace. Baby.
I never pay for views, I never pay for followers. All my niggas real and I love them all dearly. All my niggas real and that's why they all fear me. You're not really famous, I know
turn this shit up.
Hear me. I don't got a clock, but at least I got my niggas. I don't wear designer, but I'm still a flyers. I don't want no friends.